Lisa, that's a great point about length of time in the home. We've already seen that extend. It used to be the average was like 7 years about 10, 15 years ago, and now it's jumped up to almost 11 years is the average time in the home. And what we're seeing right now is that 35% of people are living in their homes 10 to 15 years. And that number is going to skyrocket because moving sucks, number one. Secondly, you have that 60 plus percent of people that have the 4 or the 3 handle in their mortgage rate. And Byron, you said 2%. I've always thought it's 1% is kind of and that's kind of the rule of thumb that a lot of people look at. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's what the other advice that you get. And to me, having the knowledge of like, hey, here's a 2-1 buy down program and it's home sit on the market longer, seller assist is a more likely term you can negotiate. And if you don't know what the 2-1 buy down is, it's basically you buy down the rate of the loan for the first 2 years, and it's 1%. It's 2% the first year, 1% the second year, and then it goes up to the existing rate. So it's 7.65. Let's call it 5% the first year, 6% the second year, then it goes to 7. Well, you've just bought yourself some time, and the prevailing thought is rates are going to come down later in the year. Who knows? People have been talking about this, and we don't know how it's going to happen. But you buy yourself some time, you secure a property, you build equity, and you build wealth, because we know that owning a home is the key to wealth building in the country. And this is the message that every professional needs to be talking about right now. How do you build wealth? How do you build your net worth long term? And here's a way to get in and survive the short term pain of the 7% rate. And that's what knowledge brokers are going to do.
And it's 40x the homeowner more wealthy than the renter. So if you're talking to somebody who's been renting for a long time, waiting for those foreclosures, delinquencies, by the way, are lower than this time last year. They're going the opposite direction than you would think in a challenging market. So those waiting for foreclosures are going to be waiting for a long time. Even if they started, you're not going to see those get into the market until mid 24 at the very earliest. And I don't see that happening. So Lisa is saying that having the information of what your lender partner can do to make 7% or a refinance in this market a reality, one free refi, that is a piece of information, right? That is a script that her and her agents are using. And I hate using the word script because, like Amir said in the tweet that I read, this is bringing the information, having the edge, as opposed to just working with the lender that maybe is sitting in your office, or maybe the lender who is buying you drinks. The knowledge broker is talking to multiple lenders right now in the market and seeing who is savage about providing the best experience for home shoppers and giving them the best number. Okay, not this is my friend and I want them to earn a commission. It's these are the 2 or 3 lenders in the market right now that are providing opportunities for you to go out there and get your home that you've been looking for with less competition, because when the rates go up to 7%, there's going to be less competition on these homes, and still be able to execute this within your budget, within your finances.
Well said.
Absolutely. Yep.
Here's the numbers, because this is, if you're just going off of, if you're not getting creative, like Lisa is talking about, where you're working with your lender partner and actually coming up with solutions for people to save some money. Here are the numbers, and you should know these numbers. Right now we're sitting at 7.1%. We'll see where it changes today. It could be 7%, but 7.1%, which was Thursday, on a $500,000 mortgage was $3,360. Okay, that's your mortgage. At 5.99, which Lisa mentioned, we touched for one day earlier in February, you were under $3,000. You were at $2,995. So that's a $400 swing from 3 weeks ago on a $500,000 house. $400 is meaningful month over month, right? And so if you're coming up with solutions to bring that number back down to where it was at 599 for your buyer, it's going to be very meaningful in this market.
Well, and I think that the clear point here is that there are solutions, and it's not just, hey, who's got the best rate? It's how do I get through the next 12, 24 months? The free refi solution that Lisa's lender's talking about, that's bringing value to the marketplace. And a lot of lenders, what I've seen is there's lenders that are out there right now. We were talking about this offline yesterday. They're willing to eat the appraisal gap. They're willing to come up with solutions that cost them money to better serve the consumer. A free refi, that's costing them money. I don't care what anyone says, but they're bringing that to win the business now and to win the relationship with the consumer that ultimately is going to benefit them long term. And that's the approach you've got to have in a 7% climate. It's going to be harder to do deals across the board. It's harder to win title, harder to win mortgage, harder to win the sale. But if you bring that and you're willing to take a haircut, when the market does turn, you're going to reap that reward tremendously, get more reviews, more referrals. It's about providing solutions now that are going to work and getting people through this because it's not going to last forever. You can't run and hide. You can't seek shelter. You got to attack here and play offense like we talked about last week, Byron.